Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and today we are going to talk about a product that is something I wish I had many years ago, but now I have it, so I'm pretty happy. So this product is called the iFlight Portable Heated Case. So essentially all it is a case that you take with you to the field on cold days, especially in winter. Put your batteries in it, it keeps your batteries warm. How does it keep your batteries warm? With electricity, of course. So we are the year 2025, so it's not going to be a dinky product. It's going to be kind of a technical product. So let me show you the inside. So inside, this is where you put your batteries. You have a storage area up here if you want to put more stuff. You can see it is all lined just like a LiPo bag. So yeah, you could store your batteries in here if you didn't want to use it for anything other than storing your batteries. But the brains of this unit would be this little computer right here. So down here you have an XT60. You plug one of your batteries in, a 2S all the way up to a 6S, or you can even power this with USB-C. There's a little spot over on the side. Then you set all the controls to the temperature you want this to be, how low you want the voltage to go on your battery, and you're all set. Close it. Heats everything up really fast. Now what I find surprising is the amount of space is in here. These are massive size batteries. Look at the size here. Those are what I fly RC planes with. Here's some other large batteries. Toss those in. You're going, hey, you're running out of space, but no, there's lots of space in here. These are all my batteries for drones, FPV drones, small ones, big ones. You see, you still have a lot of space up top with the case. Anyways, you would put it in much better than that. You probably wouldn't put that many batteries in to heat them up because I don't think you could fly that many batteries if you went to the field in one day. But if you're like me and you go fly FPV quads, well, I usually fly 6 batteries at a time. So I would put 6 batteries in here easily, close it up, power it on, and all would be good. Now you're probably wondering, how does this work? What can it do? Well, let me show you. Watch this, then come back to me. Now I'll give you a quick demonstration of how this beautiful warming case for LiPo batteries works. Opening up the case, you can see we have our XT60 right here, and that's going to plug into whichever battery we're going to use to power this entire case. Now I would recommend a battery with a large capacity. This is a 2S battery, and look, it's got a 5,000 milliamp hour capacity. I also have a 3S battery here, and this 3S battery, you can see 3 cells. It has a 3,300 milliamp hour capacity. Don't worry about the voltage like a 6S battery thinking you're going to get more, because it's not about the voltage, it's about the capacity. So for this demo, I have my 2S battery down here, and I'm going to plug it in. And you'll notice when I plug it in, you hear no sound. And if you look at the display way back here, nothing is powered on. You have to power this on for everything to start functioning. Now, before we get started, let me show you this unit close up so you understand what I'm doing. On the bottom of the unit, you have this plug here. It's like a balance cable. This goes to the case to provide the heat. And over here, these black and red wires come from your battery to the XT60 connector. They go into the unit. This unit does all the stuff, sends out the voltage to the case to heat it up. Now, if we look at the side of this unit, there's actually a USB-C input over here. And on the top it says it will accept an input of 100 watts input on USB-C. And I would assume if you plugged in a USB-C input in there, I'll have to try it, it would provide power to this, and this whole tray would heat up as well. But I'll give that a shot and let you know in this video. Now looking at the opposite side, you'll see another USB-C, and that's a USB-C output, and it outputs up to 30 watts. So you can charge your cell phone or any device you want with whatever battery you place in here. So in other words, the power from this battery, which is a different voltage, goes into this. This converts it into a power source that can charge your cell phone or any USB-C device you plug into here. And finally, if you look at the top of the unit, you have a plus sign here and a button on top. Then you have an interesting symbol here. I'm not really sure what that is, but a button on top, and then a minus symbol over here and a button on top. Now to power on the unit, you press the center button twice and you'll receive a display that shows you the input voltage of your battery and the lowest voltage that battery is allowed to go. Pressing the center button again will take you to the main screen. And then pressing that center button again twice will power the unit off. If you wish to set the minimum cutoff voltage for any battery you attach, you do that after you power it on. So here I've powered on the device and I can set the minimum voltage for the battery I've attached by using the plus or minus keys. Next, you can turn the low voltage battery alarm off just by pressing the plus and minus button at the same time. But it's definitely best to leave it on. I can show you a quick demo of the voltage alarm in action just by setting the minimum cutoff voltage to something higher than the actual voltage of the battery attached. Here we go. It's then up to you to unplug your battery. And to set the temperature of the case, just use the two buttons on the top that are farthest to the right. So the center button and the button farthest to the right. Then use the plus or minus button to set how hot you want the case to get. Normally, if you're using the metric system, you would set it to something like 20 degrees Celsius. But if you're kind of insane like me, you can pump it up to 35 degrees Celsius. And now for a quick test. The room temperature in my house is currently 21.2 degrees Celsius. I'm going to place this little temperature gauge inside the case, and the case is set to 35 degrees Celsius. This is 10 minutes later. The case has been heating for 10 minutes. Let's see what the temperature is now. So within 10 minutes, it's gone from 21.5 degrees Celsius all the way up to 28.3 degrees Celsius. And now let's see how well the case is insulated. I'm going to toss it in my freezer and then check the temp in 30 minutes. 30 minutes has passed. Let's check the case and see if the contents are nice and warm. A temperature of 20 degrees Celsius or higher would be super nice. Let's see, what does it say? Whoa, it says 25.7 degrees Celsius, so the contents are really nice and warm. So I did check to see if you could power this with a USB-C input. So I've got my little USB portable power bank and I'm just going to plug it into the side and see if I can power it on. Well, it powers on, so I guess it works. But I'm not sure how effective it would be at heating the case. Now, if you plug a device like a cell phone into the USB out port, then you can charge your cell phone using one of your DC batteries that you use to heat your case. Alright, so you're back to me and a few more things I'd like to tell you about this case. First off, iFlight only advertises this as a portable battery heated case for the purpose we discussed, keeping your batteries warm in cold temperatures. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, this case is lined with the proper material that you would find in a LiPo bag, so you could use it as a battery storage case as well. In addition, say you went to the field to fly your FPV drone or something and you had some batteries that you didn't use, so they're fully charged and you want to discharge them, you could take those batteries, plug them into this, set your low voltage cutoff to a certain amount, something safe, and then the batteries would discharge. Just leave it open, plugged in. It would heat up, but it's just going to suck the power out of your battery to a certain voltage, and your battery will then be discharged to a safe voltage. But that's another thing I should tell you. It does discharge to the voltage and the alarm does go off, but in my test, it keeps on drawing power out of the battery. So I think it's only designed for you to be notified via that alarm to come and unplug your battery. If you don't unplug your battery, it's going to keep on heating the case. And someone's going to ask me this, what size is this? Well, the size is on the website, but I know somebody's not going to go check the website, so let me do it really quick. And I'll give you the size for my American friends in inches, because that's what my little measuring tape is. So it's about a foot across, 12 inches. And if we measure this way, it's about 8.5 inches, and for the thickness is about 4.5 inches. And I know someone's going to ask this question, can you change it from metric to imperial so I can see the temperature in Fahrenheit? Probably, but I do not know how. There's no instructions that come with this. All the information I've showed you already, I figured out myself. So I have pressed the buttons in multiple different ways to try to change it from metric to imperial, and I couldn't figure it out. So if you buy this case, or if someone out there has this case and you figured it out, post below in a comment how to do it for everybody's benefit. All right, so that's pretty much it. I did look on the website to see what they're selling this at. It's around the $40 to $44 US range. I think it's worth it for what you get. For my use, it's perfect. I only need one case because I always go out to the field with only about 6 batteries. So with all that said, I'm going to put the links below to where you can find this on the iFlight website as well. If you go read, when you click on the link, if you go read the description about this case, it will give you some more information, probably some stuff I didn't cover in this video, so go check that out if you want to learn more about it. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that, and I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool products. Until then, bye!